This is Winging It. It is the somewhat whimsical, certainly whirring, decidedly wonky, seldom weighty, endlessly well-intentioned, and wildly witty show about music where one knows what's coming and the other doesn't. This happens in between both proper to ensure you can spend anywhere from 15 to around 180 minutes with us every damn week.
Every damn week.
I mean, seriously, that's a lot of us. But again, we're coming at you every week with something new. Well, 99% of the time, something new. Obviously, technical glitches and things like that notwithstanding. So today we're going to be talking about something that is near and dear to your heart because recently, very recently, you did a Shrikes that covered a magical year, 1981. And actually, we're going to be talking about the 80s in general and the 10 music videos that shook the world. And I wonder if Cruel Summer will be on here by Bananarama, because it actually is the beginning of a very cruel summer here, right?
Lord, let it be so. Yes. Summer, Cruel Summer, it's a great song, but it's redundant because there's only one kind of summer.
It's cruel.
It is. It's like wet water. I mean, there's no point. Summer, contrary...
It's like wet water.
It's like wet water. Contrary to what all these singers would have you believe, summer sucks really hard.
It does suck really hard. So the first one we're talking about is the one and only thing you can talk about when you're talking about the MTV era, and it is the first video that aired on MTV, which is Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles, obviously 1981. First ever music video. People are very nostalgic about this. This song and this video did nothing for me, seriously. So I don't really get it, but I understand that it was the first. It will always be the first. So then it has that place in people's hearts, but not in mine. Any thoughts about this video? Do you remember this video? Do you like this song?
I like the song okay. I mean, I don't love it to death, but it's cute. I don't mean in the way you say cute. It's quite enjoyable. The video I really don't recall, honestly, but it would have been historic. Not that people weren't making music videos; they were years before that, but it was not like commonplace where everybody had one for every song. And it was historic in that way, and it wasn't bad. I just don't remember it. That's
well, I think
nothing terrible,
that equals bad. But
by the way, I have written down the name of a song of which had a notable video, I think, and we will see if it appears on the list.
Interesting. Okay. This one is certainly notable, and it sticks with me. I mean, this was one that, kicked my ass, and that is Hungry Like the Wolf, Duran Duran.
Yeah.
1982. I mean, talk about a visual. First of all, you had the beautiful, stunning Simon Le Bon. He was just so hot.
I suppose he's okay.
Oh, God, please. He was the shit. And there he is, and, crawling around on all fours. It's okay. That's fine.
I don't remember. It's the song makes me happy just to think about. But
it's a great song.
I don't recall the video.
You have issues with this.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go back and watch all these videos. No, not really. So the video is pretty tame compared to others. It was pretty shocking at the time to see all that. So it had a 23-week run on the charts, just so you know, and it aired quite a bit on MTV. I remember seeing it a lot, and then, of course, Rio. That was a big one, too.
Yeah, Rio, yeah.
With all the hot chicks in it and stuff. So anyway, I think that's a great one. That one stands out for me. This one stands out for me for all the wrong reasons. Bark at the Moon, Ozzy Osbourne.
Not a good song in particular,
no.
And the cover of the album is enough to put me off. I think I might have seen the video once, but if it was an Ozzy video in the 80s, please spare me.
I mean, seriously. I mean, it was creepy. It was him. He was the big eyes, the whole thing, the darkness.
Even with the good albums, there were no good videos.
No, there were no good videos. And it's just, I don't know. It's a cheese fest, and it's campy in all the bad ways. It was just, I don't know, just a little too much. You're like, oh, yeah, you did that again?
And I can relate to cheese and camp like few people can. But even for me, that's over the line.
Yeah. And here's a really weird thing. A lot of fans feel that this song has one of the greatest guitar riffs of all time. And I must have missed that because I disagree.
I would definitely. I can think of many, many riffs that are greater and ones on which Mr. Osborne sang, in fact,
Yeah, so very interesting. But I think Was it compelling? That's a loose term. It was, for sure, but compelling in the same way that Ozzy Osbourne is always compelling. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a driving riff. I mean, you're not going to fall asleep during it, but
I mean, maybe I would.
Well, I mean, it might not thrill you to death, but I mean, it does compel at least.
You know, it doesn't thrill me, but what does thrill me is Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh, is that on the list?
That is certainly on the list. I mean, nearly 1 billion views on YouTube alone, right? I mean, how many times can you imagine the video was shown? I remember when it was premiering, I was a flutter because he was on my walls. He was the man I was going to marry. I mean, had he not died, I'm convinced we would have been married eventually.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it should have happened. It was in the stars. Sorry, Bruce, but I mean, I just saying.
And Santa Claus was going to be your best man? Yeah.
Santa Claus is not real. Michael Jackson was.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. So, anyway, I mean, I can't even say enough about this video. It scared me. It excited me. I wanted to be the chick walking down the creepy street with Michael Jackson adorably singing at her. You know, but I thought it was so amazing. It was like watching a movie, and that changed videos forever.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That it changed the game. I mean, it was reestablished a limit which was none. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, but there was Beat It, there was Billie Jean, which were great. Beat It had that storyline, right? You had the whole storyline with the gang and everything, and Billie Jean was the Michael Jackson doing Michael Jackson, but there's nothing like Thriller. Even other people tried to do the 15 minutes later. I've still never seen anything quite like that.
John Landis directed it.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Dancing zombies, come on. You know, Michael turns into a werewolf. I mean, you know, it's out there. It's fabulous.
It was
and the
perfect.
song is a funk masterpiece by Rod Temperton. You know.
An amazing song, amazing video. I mean, certainly, I know that I'm not surprising anyone, but this 13-minute video changed everything, changed my life. Well, now I had these huge expectations for videos. Now none of the normal shit was okay. Just chicks walking around on a yacht weren't going to work.
No, nothing of this magnitude, nothing of this theatricality would be seen forever almost.
Absolutely. People tried.
And to the capstone of the whole thing, the cherry on the cake, a pair of soliloquies by Vincent Price.
I mean, come on.
You know, darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. I mean, just, you couldn't have done any better. That silky voice.
Absolutely.
I'm a huge fan. And
silky but terrifying at the same time.
Terrifying.
Creepy as fuck. So that one, I can't say enough about it. Just altered, changed everything forever. But what about this one? Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Cyndi Lauper. Now, you know I saw it. It didn't do anything for me.
It was like the Dick Tracy of music videos. It was just color and sound and explosive energy.
That's really what it was.
And it was pretty damn hard to resist the spell of it. It's strange. I mean, Cyndi Lauper was really big. I mean, we had that incredible slew of hits from She's So Unusual, including Money Changes Everything.
Oh, one of the best vocals. She's an incredible vocalist. This song doesn't do anything for me.
And the song, of course, is this is a modified version. It was originally written to be something of a dirge. And it wouldn't be the top of the heap, but something about the energy of the video and the presentation of the video. I mean, this is not Captain Lou Albano is in it. I mean, come on, man. I mean, there no holds barred cheesiness, but not in the shoulder shaking way of another video, which I hope does not end up on the list. But I dug it.
I didn't dig it. It felt like the longest video ever. I mean, it was a story. It was like a little movie, but not one that got me. And again, maybe it was my age at the time, but it didn't do anything for me. If I never heard that song again, it'd be great.
Christina,
that would be fantastic.
I don't mean to sound like your father, but what you going to do with your life?
Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and
What am I saying? It's over.
I'm going to act like a virgin.
Yeah, there you go.
Like Madonna in 1984. Now that video changed a lot for me too. But it was, to me, there's a lot of overt sexuality in it, which Madonna is overt sexuality. That's just what she is. Even now, she's like 100 and she looks like she's like 14 or something. But yeah, I mean, think about stuff like that came later, like a prayer with the burning crosses and all that kind of stuff. I mean, she just kept upping the ante and upping the ante, but in the controversial way, not well, and artistic, but not necessarily in the same way Michael Jackson was doing it. She wanted to shock.
But as Madonna's videos got more boundary pushing, they also got, bigger and better. The material was much more mature. And you were talking about Like a Virgin, and it reminded me, the voice that she had years later would have suited that song much better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad song at all. It's actually a really
It's a little
good,
shrieky for me.
It's a little shrieky, but I think a deeper voice that she had later on. And that's true of a lot of vocalists. They'll come out young, and they'll sing a song, and then they'll do it live or something years later with a deeper voice, and it sounds so much better.
Yeah.
Like Robert Plant and David Bowie. Love the old stuff, too. Love the studio stuff. But live, something happens, and that, I think, would have been better for that song. But, yeah, Madonna's videos, you mentioned Like a Prayer.
Oh,
fantastic.
absolutely.
The song, if you ever just sit and listen to the song on its own, it totally kicks ass.
It's a great, and I think the visuals were shocking, and it worked. I mean, you never forget. I can see almost every single frame. It was shocking. And again, she's boundary pushing, but I mean, even Papa Don't Preach, taking on stuff like that. I mean, she just really did. And even in Open Your Heart, she's at a peep show. Like, she just pushed it and made you uncomfortable. And I'm okay with that. And I kind of liked that she made me uncomfortable. So anyway, I thought that it was a great video. I thought she made a lot of great videos, and definitely memorable, all of them. Although some of them I'm good never seeing again. And another thing I'm good never seeing again is Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
But these things are indelibly stamped. There's no question about it. Money for Nothing, I love the song. The video's kind of cute. I mean, but that, I don't know, animation on that level is one of the early hits that would have used such a thing. I mean, it would become common. You'd have animation, and I better not say something, or that would end up on the list too. In fact, I'm going to write another one down. Carry on.
Well, I think the first 1,467,000 times I saw the video and heard this song, I liked it. I'm fucking over it. If I never heard this song again, I think if I hear it again, I might start to pull my hair out. I'm just done. And I know that it was always on MTV. People loved it. I just didn't, and I'm not a big animation person, so I just didn't really get it. I know that it was trailblazing. I know that it was outside the box. I know that it was trippy. And I know people remembered it, and I know they said, I want my MTV in it. I know all that.
Sting, no less. Yeah.
Right, well, yeah. They're lucky. Yeah. It's Sting graced them with his presence, but I'm just over it. And that's the good and bad thing. If you overhear stuff on the radio, you're like, fuck this, I don't want to hear this again. And if you see the video too many times, you're tortured with the video like this one. I will never watch it again. That would be a kind of torture for me.
Fair warning, full disclosure. If you say you feel the same way about Walk of Life, I'm afraid we're done.
All right.
Okay, so just don't tell me.
Walk of Life.
So just don't tell me, that's all.
Walk of Life is...
All right, so what's next?
So... I see you're trying to move me along, but Walk of Life... All right, anyway. So
you've shown your true colors.
That's true, exactly. And that's why you love me?
Yeah.
I won't be afraid. Sorry. This one is one that is still very cool to this day. But again, I don't need to see it ever again or hear the song again. And it's Take On Me by a-ha.
Oh.
Talk about animation. It was so amazing. That was,
and you still hear it and you still see it.
I can see it.
Bond tie-in, of course, they did a Bond theme. But anyway, it's mimicked today. You can buy, like a jib-jab video of yourself in that famous animation sequences in that video. Yeah.
It was,
but I don't see that anymore, except very, very rarely. But mostly, I hear it playing, and it always sounds good.
Yeah, I don't need to hear it again. I like a-ha, but I'm sick of this song. But I just remember whenever this video came on, I just was glued from beginning to end. I'd never seen anything like that. It was so cool. He was so hot. With
the deadly combo of cool and hot,
And that amazing hair. He had great hair. And there he was with this pretty voice, and I was like, I'm in. And I know I said I don't like animation, but the fact that it was like a comic book come to life, I was blown away by it. But I remember thinking, that girl's not pretty enough to be in this video. What a bitch.
What a bitch. You sound like Dino De Laurentiis and his reaction to Meryl Streep.
Well, it was because of what I'd seen in stuff like Rio. You know, everybody's
Everybody's
perfect.
not Tawny Katane, you know?
Writhing around on cars. But, I mean, honestly, that was such a great video and such a great song. So catchy. So absolutely amazing. This one, very interesting. I'll be interested to hear your reaction or see your reaction both. Walk This Way, Run DMC and Aerosmith.
That was a big deal, and I
was.
heard that not long ago too. That was a really big deal at the time, and they certainly didn't make the song better, obviously, but not to me. I mean, they were singing it flatter, and it's just, I don't know, the thing didn't exactly work. But as a video, it's a lot of fun. It's a great. The video is better than the song. You know, my take.
I actually didn't know the song before it came out like this.
Oh, that's right.
So,
we were already long into Aerosmith before that came out.
Yes. So when it came out, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then I heard later that they had their own song, and then I couldn't unhear it with Run DMC in it. So I didn't hear it before that. So it is Walk This Way with Run DMC. So when I listened to it the other way, I'm like, it's kind of boring. It's kind of missing something.
That's messed up when you hear something and you're accustomed to something. Like, for me, it's always going to be Aerosmith's Walk This Way. But when I hear Moth into Flame, I'm sorry, it's Metallica and Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
hear you.
I hear it's like, I'm sorry, Hetfield should not be singing the whole song. Let her
No.
do that part that should be on the record. You know?
I think she should just sing all their songs.
She should put out a hard rock record. That's for sure.
She's amazing. So, I mean, it was, again, something that didn't happen, mixing rock with rap at the time. And I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, my God, because these were two separate worlds, two separate kinds of music that I liked.
Yeah.
And when they came together, I was like, what the fuck?
Think about what that spawned, honestly.
Oh, my God.
I mean, like, good stuff, like good rock rap fusion like Professor P. Soup and shit like Linkin Park, you know?
I love Linkin Park.
I hate Linkin Park.
I know you do. So I mean, I think it's interesting. I loved the video at the time. I loved the sassiness, and he still has it. Steven Tyler's sassiness, and then the hard edge,
hell of a lot of fun. You know?
Run DMC, doing their thing,
busting through the walls.
That was amazing.
I mean, come on,
And then just walk this. I mean, come on. So iconic, so groundbreaking at the time. I can't tell you how many times I watched that video, and every time I found something new that I loved. It's kind of a feel-good video for me. I don't know why. Fun.
Definitely needs to be revisited. I'm dying to see it.
Agree. Yeah, now I kind of want to see it. But anyway, I love that they broke down that metaphorical wall between them. That made me really, really happy. And speaking of breaking down walls, Sledgehammer. Peter Gabriel.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, this is one of those videos that everyone will forever be talking about. I mean, it was like I don't know, what is it, like this kind of, I don't know, choppy animation thing. Here's the thing that made me sad about it is he was so good looking. I was like, stop it. Stop making his face look like that. But it was really cool, really weird, kind of disconcerting, but memorable. Stop motion. That's what it's called.
Damn it.
Stop
Damn
motion.
it. I was going to say that and attempting to sound like I know anything, insert a phrase I pulled out of the air, and it was stop motion.
Yeah, stop motion. I was like, just choppy. What is it called?
It's stop motion, just like Ray Harryhausen and all those monsters.
Wallace
and
Gromit.
Yeah, we're talking about the Odyssey and all that. Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, it's another one of those I don't need to see it again, but it was really cool. I love the song to this day. As my friend here always says, it's not my favorite Peter Gabriel song, but I like it.
I love that song. I love that album. I love, as he
Great
says
album.
in one song, this is the new stuff. I come dancing in. And I love that record there. All those great songs like Big Time and everything.
That's a great
Sledgehammer.
song.
I mean, it's just great stuff. So, Gabriel's solo is so cool.
I'm just telling you, Gabriel, period. And
video-wise, sorry, it's supposed to be talking about videos. Yes, it's compelling. You can't take your eyes off it. It's so wacky that, as you said, such a handsome guy is willing to ham it up that much and be that offbeat and everything. Really shows such a dedication. I think it's just it's brilliant to see, and I love it.
And the dancing chicken. I'll never forget the dancing chicken that it twirls and turns into two dancing chicken carcasses, really. No head.
Bumper cars bumping. Come on.
I mean, yeah, there's amusement in the rinse. I mean,
it's just too much.
It's too much.
Love
It's just so good. Show me around your fruit cage because I will be your honeybee. Well.
Can't believe I haven't picked one yet. Okay, let's see.
All right, so actually that brings us to the end of the list that was provided by ScreenRant.com. So reveal the two that you have written down.
Well, you said something about Bananarama, didn't you?
I did. I
yeah,
thought they
Cruel
might.
Summer.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it wasn't groundbreaking enough, but
No.
seriously, even more than those first couple with the Buggles and everything, the video, one of the videos besides Thriller that sums up that whole era of MTV is Billy Idol Dancing with Myself. I mean, it's gripping. It's just an absolute blast to see zombies climbing walls. I mean, it's just a gorgeous video. It is the archetypical 80s video on the good side.
On the good side.
No shaking shoulders,
No.
And another one that I thought that people were making a big fuss about because it combined live action and animation. Not that was a new thing, but it hadn't been done it was inspired by classic, musicals.
Yeah.
That was Gene Kelly, I don't know, somebody,
yeah.
Fred Astaire,
That
one of
kind
those
of thing.
things. But is Paula Abdul's Opposites Attract with the cat and everything. Yeah, it's cheesy as hell, but it was a big deal at the time. So.
It really was a big deal.
But Dancing with Myself, absolutely. One of my favorite videos of all time.
I think those are good call-outs, actually. I don't know whether or not they belong on this list. Obviously, they didn't think they did, but they are certainly notable. For sure. Well, that brings us to the end of this Winging It. Just a little bit of 80s video chatter for you, because I think it's interesting. And it gives everybody a moment to think back. And if you're a kid and you're listening to this, right, means you're like, you're born in like 85 or 90 or something, go watch these videos because they're so weird and they're what we thought was cool at the time. So it's interesting. But you know what? What was cool at one time is now becoming cool again. So don't knock it. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode, David, as much as I did. Kind of fun. And now that it's done, there's only one thing that we need you to say.
Let's fly this coop.
This has been Birds of a Feather on What the Flock Radio.